Hello Libra, this is a timeless reading. I'm using my medieval oracle cards. And you have the healer, the fairy, the dungeon, and the frog. And I'm seeing so many things here. Like on one hand, I'm seeing a healer. I had this, I don't know, I don't remember which sign it was. But there was a similar thing here about some fake healers, which doesn't have to mean that they are incompetent in their knowledge or what they studied, or that they have fake degrees or something like that. I mean someone who might on the paper look very competent, like they have a lot of degrees and they have studied very hard. Could be a doctor or a therapist, but the way they treat people, like it's super horrible, like they cause so much pain. And even a doctor who studied a lot can sometimes in some situations be very incompetent. And I think we all forget something. And I think this medicine studying, like it is so complex and you have to know so many things. And if you're doing this for decades, maybe now and then you will forget some kind of details. This could be a case here, but more than that, much more important than that is the social or antisocial aspect of this false healer. This could also be a social worker, or someone who works with disabled people or with traumatized people. This person might also be very self-satisfied and think of themselves as very social, very empathetic, but they are ultimately the opposite of that. And you might have had some very negative experience with this person. And I mean, in the worst and in the craziest case, this person could go to prison, but I think most likely that's not what's about to happen. Just in some exceptions maybe, but the dungeon could represent some kind of, some kind of their degree will be declared as invalid, or maybe they will not allow to work at the place where they work right now. Maybe they have to relocate, have a new office, or find a new hospital where they can work, or social setting where they can work. Like there is some kind of punishment regarding this person that you might hear about. This is the first thing. Another thing that I was getting is that you were stuck in a situation very, very long, and you felt like maybe you didn't have enough food, or proper food, proper drink, proper, in a dungeon you barely survive. Maybe there was a lot of lack in your life and you were just trapped in a situation and you couldn't get out. It was just like an imprisonment. And there's a healing regarding this situation. Not only that this dungeon is being opened and you can leave, because even then, when we are free again, maybe sometimes because we got so used to all these boundaries and to this sense of being imprisoned, that we still carry that emotion around with us, just like a trauma. So I feel like there is a healing from a trauma here. This is the third thing, sorry, that I'm getting from the same two cards here. That this healer, whether she's a good or bad healer, this person might deliver you some good news about someone else, either literally being imprisoned if they are like a true criminal, maybe if someone did something to you, but for most of you that might not be the case. So this could just be a message or news about someone being made powerless. Someone else is being stuck now. Someone else cannot act freely anymore. They cannot make their own choices anymore. Like someone got limited in a situation and they cannot have power over you now anymore. So this is also very healing and freeing. If this was someone who was, really obsessed with controlling your life, this person is now either literally or just metaphorically imprisoned now, and they are powerless. They can't do anything anymore. With this fairy, this could be you, also if you're a man. This could also be a friend of yours or just a new person entering your life, becoming your friend. Man or woman, doesn't matter. This is someone who is very smart. I feel like this is someone who is clear and logical, someone who is gentle, tender. This person could be very scientific without being emotionally cold, without neglecting or rejecting spirituality. This person could be both very scientific and spiritual. I feel like this person, if this is a man, this is someone who is very interested in mathematics and chemistry and physics. If this is a woman, this could be someone who is very interested in something regarding literature. I feel like there's something deeper to that, but it's hard for me to tap into that right now. This could also be someone who is about to write a very complex book or thesis on something. What I'm not getting yet is what it has to do with this healer. I just feel like this fairy is younger than the healer, not only because I drew these cards this way, but I just feel like this is the case here. And it could be that this false healer will be humiliated a little bit by a younger person who is supposed to be less experienced and less competent. Maybe they work even in the same field, and this younger person will outsmart the more mature person, or someone who is supposed to be more mature. And this false healer in the first place will not even, because I feel like the fairy is a very humble person, and they don't brag around, they don't talk a lot about what they know. So the healer might not expect this to happen at all. And maybe due to this fairy outsmarting the healer, this could be the reason why this limitation is happening here, why something is being put behind fences here. The frog is jumping out here a little bit. Change and transformation. It could be that this fairy really helps you in this situation here, where you were stuck, where you were traumatized. Sometimes we are traumatized and then we seek help from a social worker, a therapist, a doctor, or all of them, and we get disappointed in a big way. It's just not just disappointed, sometimes it can cause so much despair. I know from experience, when you are traumatized and you are seeking for help, and there are people sitting in front of you with all kinds of degrees and they have no common sense and empathy at all. It's so worthless. You should better leave this therapy than let someone verbally beat the shit out of you if you already, I don't know, have the most horrible thoughts about yourself, like it's terrible. This fairy might really help here in a situation, and that will cause a huge change for you, a huge transformation, a huge relief. We have the white dragoness here and the queen, and I feel like this is your energy. Oh yes, both of these cards are feminine, but if you're a man, this can be your own feminine energy. This is very wise and authoritative. The white dragoness is godlike in my deck. Like, she's the highest spiritual force and the highest force in general. So she's the closest to God, or maybe she is God, I don't know. She's the source of everything. She knows everything. And the queen is the second highest authority on earth, at least in the Middle Ages. The first highest authority was the king, and I pulled the queen, not the king. So there is something about femininity here. And this is some kind of feminine way of ruling, some kind of, which doesn't necessarily have to be softer than a masculine way of ruling. I truly think it depends on the person. If someone is empathetic and soft, not on the gender, because women can also be very cold. But this is a good queen, and this is a good white dragoness. This is a very good kind of authority, and I feel like you are becoming the white dragoness and the queen of your own life here. And maybe you are also becoming the white dragoness and the queen in some kind of other field or environment. Maybe it's a job upgrade that you will experience here very soon. I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for watching.